Bryce. The Phillies win 8-4 against the San Diego Padres as they win the first game of the series. As Bryce Harper went deep again, as now his 8th home run in his last 13 games. He's driven in 18 RBIs in the last 13 games and has a 306 batting average and a 1,210 OPS. This is what we paid him to do. What you're seeing out of Bryce Harper right now, this is what we paid him to do. And he's had his ups and downs all season. He's had, trouble all season. He's had his ups and downs all season long. But one thing that he struggled with this year prior to this hot streak he's been on is the home runs. He obviously, like I said, he had his hot streaks. But even during his hot streaks, he only hit like 1 or 2 home runs. This is by far the most exciting Bryce Harper hot streak we've seen so far as a Philly. He's been hitting home runs. He's been hitting home runs at an alarming rate. He's going deep in our ballpark. Finally, are we now on a Bryce Harper run? I really hope so. When you see him going opposite field, when you see him doing all this, hitting the ball in a second down, this is fun to watch. It has 13 games. He has 8 home runs, 18 RBIs, and over 1,000 OPS. That's really, really good. And as I said, even when he was hot before, he wasn't hitting that many home runs. Guess what? Now he is. And this is very exciting to see. He now sits at 26 on the year, 90 RBIs. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing from our $330 million man, Mr. Bryce Harper. So the Phillies won 8-4 last night. Vin Velasquez pitched a pretty good game. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's look at the scoring summary in this one. Cesar Hernandez in the bottom of the second inning, single to right. Segura came around to score. It's now 1-0 Phillies. Then Roman Quinn hit a second deck home run to travel 439 feet, a second home run left-handed this year. And that's his second time this month he's hit a home run left-handed into the upper deck in right field. Oh, my goodness gracious. Little Roman Quinn doing his job. And then JT Realmuto, home run to, it says center field. It was right center. Just snuck over the wall, over Manuel Margot, whatever he says his name, Manuel Margot's head. And that was traveled 403 feet. It's now 3-0 Phils. Then JT Realmuto doubled again. And to right center, Harper came around to score after he singled to left. It's now 4-0 Phillies. And Logan Morrison doubled to left center. Segura came around. The ball got past Manuel Margot. He totally misread it, went under him. It was a fielding error. Segura was able to score. It's now 5-0 Phillies. Then Naylor scored on a wild pitch from Velasquez. That was the first run that the Padres scored against Vin Velasquez. Hosmer went to second. It's now 5-1 Phillies. Oh, my gosh, this top of the sixth inning was rough. This is when it rains, it pours Vince Velasquez. When you see him doing this, it's time to pull him out. He was cruising through 5 innings. And as I said, he just hit a wall. Vince Velasquez, I'll tell you what, when it rains, it pours. I said that last night. That was such a great way to put it. I tell you what, when it rains, it pours for Vince Velasquez. Things are going well, and there's no in between with Vin. He's either great or he's terrible. So, boy, he really was losing it in that top of the sixth inning. Francisco Mejia tripled to left center. Hosmer came around the score. It's now 5-2. Then Myers grounded out to the shortstop. Mejia came around the score. It's now 5-3. And after Mejia tripled, Gabe Kapler took Vin Velasquez out of the game. Then in the bottom of the sixth inning, our $330 million man did it again. We have 2 runners on, and he smokes a home run on the left. 378 feet, his 26th of the season, RBI number 90. It's now 8-3 Phils, and the top of the 8th inning, Hosmer grounded out to second. Naylor came around to score. It's now 8-4 Phillies, and they'd go on to win by that score, 8-4 your final score. The Phillies win their 4th straight game, looking to win their 5th since, I believe, June, which is absolutely crazy. All right, Roman Quinn. Let's look at the box. Roman Quinn off the game. He went 1 for 4, 2 runs scored, 1 RBI, 1 strikeout. Bryce Harper batted second. He went 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs, 2 strikeouts. JT Realmuto 3 for 5, 1 run scored, 2 RBIs, and 2 strikeouts. Corey Dickerson went 0 for 4. Didn't really make that much solid contact. Gene Segura 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. Logan Morrison 2 for 4. And Scott Kingery 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Rhys Hoskins got the night off. He got hit in the hand, I think, plus Gabe Kapler gave him a well-deserved day off because I tell you what, oh boy, he really needs it. Cesar Hernandez 1 for 2, 1 scored, 1 RBI, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Vin Velasquez 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Brad Miller 0 for 1, Adam Hazley 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And guys, that's pretty much it. Let's look at the pitching. This one, Vin Velasquez went 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Parker went 2 1/3. Moore went an inning. Jose Alvarez pitched an inning, 2 hits, 1 earned run, and Hector Neris pitched an inning and 1 strikeout. So guys, that's your ball game. 8-4 your final score. The Phillies win. As I said, when it rains, it pours. With Velasquez, and boy, oh boy, it really poured in that 6th inning. But you know what? It doesn't matter because we won the baseball game, and we got through a Vin Velasquez outing. Thank God, Vin. Thank you, Vin. He pitched a decent game. I will say he pitched a decent game. Oh, man. I mean, this is nice to see. This is very, very nice to see. And we're now tied with the 2nd spot for the wild card. And, guys, we are now 2 games up on the Mets because they lost last night to the Royals. I told you the Mets thing wouldn't last. I told you. Who said it? That's right. I did. Yeah, that's right. I called it. I like the Mets. This thing's not going to last for them. And sure enough, I was right. And they're just all in all not a good baseball team. I said it. So I was right. So, guys, I want to talk about Bryce Harper. I mean, this man, I told about what he did. I told you he has over a 300 batting average. He has 8 home runs. I mean, he's in his last 13 games. He's been unbelievable. 18 RBIs. He's just been over 1,000 OPS. He's been so good. And this time last year, he had around the same amount of home runs. I think he had 29 at this time last year. I think I looked it up last night. I mean, obviously last year in September, he only hit 2 in the month of September, this is terrible. But he had 270 in the month of September last year. And he's a good August hitter. He has been pretty much his whole entire career. I think in August of 16, I think he was pretty bad in that year. But last year, he was fantastic in the month of August. Obviously, 2015 was really good. He didn't really play that much in the month of August in 17 because he got hurt. I'm not sure about 13 or 12. Obviously, he played I think in 13 he got hurt. So he's always been – the month that he's played in August, months that he's played in his career in August have been pretty much very good. So, guys, it's at 26 right now. And last year's home run total over him was 34, which was his old number. So, will he hit over 34 home runs? And here's my response. Right now, we are on August 17th. So, think about it. We got 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, Wait. 2 weeks. This month will be over. So, think about it. He has 2 weeks to hit 4 home runs to get him to 30, which I think is very, very possible. I think he's going to do it. I think at this end of this month, going on September the 1st, he will have 30 home runs. And all he has to do in the month of September is just hit over 4, which I think is very, very possible. All he has to do is he just needs to hit 10 home runs the rest of the year, which he could do. Bryce Harper's a guy who could do that. You look at in 2015, he put up 10 home run months all the time. And it looks like he's going to do it this month. I tell you, this has been his hottest month for sure. For sure. He's having a fantastic month, Mr. Bryce Harper. Having a fantastic month. And how many home runs do you think he's going to – I mean, he's not going to keep up this pace. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, Bryce Harper – he's a fantastic baseball player. You're not going to go out every single night and hit a home run. I don't care. Even Mike Trout can't do that, okay? But can Bryce Harper hit a home run every series, a couple of home runs? Yes, he could do that. He could do that because he has the potential to do that. And that's why I think he's going to finish around 36 to 37 home runs. And I was just talking to one of my buddies last night, and he actually said he has a shot of hitting 40. I'm not too sure about that. You have to hit 14 the rest of the year, which he could do. He realistically could do that. If he could 4 home runs this month, and then in September he could hit 10, then he obviously he could hit 40. So it's possible. He's going to break his career high in RBIs. He can get his average up to 260, over 260 with 36 to 37 home runs, over 110 RBIs, over 100 walks, OPS creeping near 1,000. Boys, that is a good first year in Philadelphia, and he could build off of that next season. I mean, for a first year in a big contract in a big market with Philadelphia, the very tough place to play, that is a very solid, above average first year in a very, very tough city. And as I said, he could build off of that next year. He's going to be 27 years old. He's still relatively young. When the players start declining, they start declining around 33, 34. And if he could put up like Hall of Fame numbers, I said that right now. If Bryce Harper could put up an OPS over 1,000 within maybe 4 or 5 of the seasons that he's here, then no one really give two craps if he doesn't really do that well, through age 35 to 39 when his contract is up. Because you know what? The years that he had prior to that, the years that were fantastic with the 1,000 OPS and the high on base percentage and the 40 home run type seasons and the 100, over 120 RBIs, you know what? That will justify. That will justify it because he paid his dues. And then the final years, you just got to say, okay, we signed this guy 13 years. Now let's just try to get through the last 4 years. Look at what he did. Look how much production he gave us at the beginning of his contract. Okay, now we're in the point where now it's kind of like, okay, we're not in the honeymoon period anymore. Now we're just stuck with this guy for 4 years. But you know what? That's okay because look how much production he gave us in the years that he was really good, the beginning years of his contract. So that's what you're thinking there as the Phillies. And you never know. In, 10 years or so, Harper's still going to be under contract. Can you believe that? In 10 years. In 10 years, just to have 2.5 years left on his contract. Maybe in 10 years, there will be a DH in the National League. You never know. Am I happy with it? Would I be happy with that? No. I don't really want the DH in the National League. But you never know because it wouldn't really make sense for a 38-year-old right fielder. It would make more sense for a 38-year-old DH. So, and obviously, I presume Harper would obviously retire after his age 39 season, call it a career. I don't see him continuing on after that. I think he's going to hang up the cleats after that. But that's in 13 years, so we don't have to worry about that right now. But as I was saying, getting back to this point, Bryce Harper could put up 4 or 5 seasons with over 1,000 OPS, 40 home run seasons, over 110 RBIs. Guys, the Phillies, they just be like, okay, once you get to the age even he could even do that. I think he's going to be productive probably till age 32, 33. And that's when he's going to start going a little bit like this. I hate to say that. It's reality. Every player does it. I mean, you look at David Ortiz. He was still productive, at the last – he was a DH. But he was still very productive the last, into his last year in 2016. He was an all-star. I think he finished third or fifth. Fourth or fifth in the MVP voting in the American League. I don't know the exact number, but he was still productive in his final season. He was 40 years old, still hitting 33 home runs or something. I mean, it was crazy. He was still very productive. Very, very few players can do that though. Usually a contract this large, usually the last 2 or 3, maybe even 5 years are not very good at it. So not very good. So, but as I said, the Phillies just won't care because they're going to be like, okay, we're stuck with this guy I said this before, we're stuck with this guy for the last 5 years. But you know what? It doesn't really matter because he gave us so many productive seasons before that make up for this. So as is pretty much it. So let's talk about the Charlie Manuel effect on this baseball team. Obviously, John Maley was the old hitting coach. Now, a lot of people are thinking, is Charlie Manuel the one to blame for this success? Is he the reason why we're having so much success? I think so. He's an aggressive approach. He has an old style that's good for the game. It's aggressive. He's teaching guys how to hit right. John Maley, he was overly just patient. Take your walks, which you should take your walks, but I feel like he overemphasized that, and he wasn't teaching our hitters to be aggressive. Well, guess what? Charlie Manuel won us a World Series. I mean, his presence, I think, is just making the players have fun again. I think it's just his presence. He's a great coach. But I think that for Bryce Harper, he's pumped to see Charlie Manuel in the dugout. And for Gabe Kapler, Charlie Manuel, I bet, is leaning over his shoulder and acting almost like a bench coach. Obviously Rob Thompson's our bench coach, but I tell you what, Charlie Manuel, he almost is like one of our managers. Really, when you think about it. I mean, you're stupid if you're not thinking that he's sitting there talking to Gabe Kapler. Even with bringing in a new pitcher or going to the bullpen or pinch hitting or whatever. You're stupid if you don't think that Charlie Manuel has some influence on Gabe Kapler. He has to. Charlie Manuel did that for so many years. He was so successful at it. That's why he led us to 5 straight playoff appearances, 2 World Series appearances, and he led us to 1 World Series ring in 2008 against the Tampa Bay Rays. Because he's so smart, he's so successful. I tell you what, he is really good for this Phillies team. So yes, I believe Charlie Manuel is somewhat of the reason why we're having so much success. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing. We've been swinging hot bats ever since he got here. Obviously that first game when he wasn't there, like against Chicago, that first game we won 4-2, I was at the game. It was a little bit dry and boring, but you know what? 11-1 game, Bryce Harper walk-off grand slam. Last night's game, 8 runs. And if our offense is going to be good, we need Bryce Harper to step up. This is what we signed the man. If we're going to go in the playoff, if we're going to go to the playoffs and we're going to get in the run here, we need Bryce Harper to get going. And he's gotten going. I'll tell you that right now. If he could keep this up, we're going places, ladies and gentlemen. JT Realmuto, he's red hot. All we need is Rhys Hoskins to get red hot. And I'll tell you what, he hasn't been hot since like April. It's really a shame. I'm not kidding. He's been terrible the past couple months. He's been terrible pretty much the whole entire summer. So it's really, really a shame. So we just need him to get hot. And, I think there are 2 reasons why Gabe Kapler decided to sit him last night. Number 1 is obviously in a really bad slump. Number 2, I said this before with Joe. I don't know if I said this on the on air or I said it in like a DM or something. Someone actually pointed this out to me. Joe, he actually DM'd me. He said, you're 100% right. I'll get to that a little bit later. But I think the reason why Gabe Kapler, I said this before, the reason why he benched Rhys Hoskins, because number 1, he got hit in the hand before Bryce Harper went up and hit that grand slam in the 9th inning 2 nights ago. Another reason why is because he's been ice cold. He hasn't done anything. So you're thinking, like, this bench the dude. And it's not because of a punishment. I guess maybe it is because he hasn't been playing well, but I think it's just to give him a mental rest. So we need Hoskins to get going. Now, talking about this Joe, obviously Joe, obviously sent me a lineup. He said, you're 100% right. And what he meant is that I said, I don't know if I said this on air, but I suggested, I'm like, if Rhys Hoskins continues to slump like this, I think you got to just put him on the bench and just give him a mental break. And, we have Logan Morrison we could throw out there at first base. And Gabe Kapler did that last night. So that's what I meant. I was right about that because he decided to give Hoskins a day off and throw Lomo out there. So I really like that move. It's good to give Hoskins a break. Obviously, there are 2 factors you could put up in there. Maybe he just wanted to give him a day off because of that, because he's in such a bad slump, and maybe he just used that maybe obviously that hand hurts, but maybe he just used that somewhat as leverage, for the fans or something. You don't know. But I do think obviously that hurts. Getting hit in the hand like that. But I think Gabe Kapler, didn't want to come out and say it, but I think he wanted to give Hoskins a mental day off. Okay. So I think maybe there's 2 reasons. Obviously he felt discomfort, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. The Phillies win 8-4 offensive. Our offense has just been really good. It really has been. And I'm really, really impressed. I really am. 7:05 the first pitch tonight. Lamet is 1-2 with a 3.86 ERA, and he's going to be opposed by starter Zach Eflin, 7-11 with a 4.49 ERA. I don't know what to expect tonight, guys. Could this 4-game winning streak be snapped tonight? I really hope not. Would I be surprised? No, because Zach Eflin's just really bad. He's really just poor at pitching. He really is. He's really bad, guys. So it wouldn't surprise me if we saw this. I don't want to be negative, but I hope Zach Eflin can turn it around. He was actually drafted by the San Diego Padres, believe it or not. Fun fact. So, oh my goodness gracious. Eflin is on the bump tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. It's going to be a long night, I guess. I hope not. Another thing, Manny Machado. We got to see him play last night. I tell you what, he's just so lazy. He really is. Not hustling the first base. Bryce Harper hustles that every play. Okay, that's why we signed him. Manny Machado's moping down the line, not hustling. He almost missed a tag. It was a routine. It was a smart play by Machado, but he was lazy. JT Realmuto, they originally called him saving. He was like, go challenge. He was out. But Manny Machado barely even went after him. It was a smart play to go to second base, but he would just mope, all he had to do was just hustle in this tag, and it wouldn't have even been up for discussion. He would have been out by a mile, but Machado just was he's just such a lazy player. And the more I see him play, the more I'm just so happy we just decided to sign Bryce Harper over him. And we were booing the crap out of Manny Machado last night. Go back and listen to the film. My goodness. Does he deserve it? I'm not too sure. But, yeah, I'm so happy we did not sign Manny Machado. Take Bryce Harper any day. Bryce Harper's having a better year than Manny Machado. He has more RBIs. They're tied with home runs at 26, but Machado has been really bad lately. It looks like Harper's going to finish off the year with more home runs than Machado anyways. But Machado is not playing a hitter-friendly ballpark. Petco Park. That's not a fun place to hit. But he's going to have more RBIs. He already does. 20 RBIs, I believe. He has more walks. The OBP is higher. So if you factor all that in, obviously Machado is hitting for a little bit of a higher average. But as I said, in this day of stature, I mean, the OBP and the RBIs are, and the OPS and the, slugging and the WAR and all that kind of stuff is better. And Bryce Harper's been a much better defensive player this year as well. And obviously Machado is a fantastic defender. I'm not, taking that away from him. But that's why I still am so happy the Phillies signed Bryce Harper over Manny Machado. I just was watching him play last night. I just want to mention that. I was watching Machado play last night, and I just stood there, just took my head. I'm like, my goodness gracious. I mean, I just am so happy that we signed Harper over Machado. Guys, special announcement tonight. It seems it's not 100% confirmed yet, but it looks like a San Diego guy from San Diego, sports guy from San Diego, I don't want to say the name just yet, is going to be coming on tonight. So get ready for that. I look forward to doing that. I actually just agreed to have two Nationals guys, two Nats fans. They're actually really good guys. They're going to be coming on in September. And when the Nats take on the Phillies, I think, well, I don't want to say who they are. One guy's actually pretty well known. Another guy, he's another Nationals fan as well. So two National fans. Looks like we're going to be coming on in September. Get ready for tonight. We'll see. I'll give you an update. If anything changes, look on Instagram. I don't tweet, so I only tweet out my newest video. I don't ever tweet any updates or anything like that. So I don't really have that many followers on Twitter. Go give me a follow on Twitter. Check out the Instagram link in the description below. Check out the Bryce Harper fan page, link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. The Phillies win 8-4 against San Diego Padres. Eflin versus Lemmet tonight, 7:05 the first pitch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please smash the like in this video. Check out the link in the social media below. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please tell your friends about these videos. Thank you guys so much for all the support last video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Luke, and let's go Phillies. Talk to you all later. Bye.